Tomorrow, November 18th, the Presbytery of Shepherds and Lapsley meets at Grace Presbyterian Church in Trussville, Alabama. We hope you'll be there. One of the important actions will be to approve or disapprove the inclusion of the Confession of Belhar in the Book of Confessions of the PCUSA. Let me just give a couple of excerpts. The confession states, "We believe that Christ's work of reconciliation is made manifest in the church as the community of believers who have been reconciled with God and with one another. Therefore, we reject any doctrine that teaches the forced separation of people on the grounds of race and color, and thereby in advance obstructs and weakens the ministry and experience of reconciliation in Christ. We believe that the church must therefore stand by people in any form of suffering and need, which implies, among other things, that the church must witness against and strive against any form of injustice, so that justice may roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream." In addition to Belhar, there will be the routine business of Presbytery. One thing you will be receiving is a report from the treasurer, which will indicate the state of the Presbytery's treasury. As of the end of October, we were $100,000 short in contributions from the churches to meet the budget. On the positive side, we are underspending the budget at that point by $40,000, which means that we're about $60,000 under. October begins to show somewhat of a turnaround in that we were $11,000 ahead for the month of October. So if churches can continue to catch up and live into their commitments to the Presbytery, we will hopefully end the year without a budget deficit. While we're talking about money, let me mention two things with Christmas coming along that I'd like for you to put on your Christmas gift lists. One of those is Alabama Campus Ministry, and the other is the Presbyterian Home for Children in Talladega. For decades, parachurch organizations have done very well on campuses as they have witnessed for Christ and engaged students in service in their communities and even in the world beyond. In more recent years, the PCA has launched active campus ministries. We in the mainline denominations have been sort of left behind. However, more than ever, more students are involved in Alabama campus ministry than at any time over the last 5 years. So there's hope and encouragement in the work that Alabama Campus Ministries does on the campuses in Alabama. But to continue that work, Alabama Campus Ministry needs funds. If you as individuals could give just $1 a week, or if you as congregations could contribute directly from your budget, you may send those contributions to the Presbytery earmarked for Alabama Campus Ministries, and we will forward them so that this very important ministry in the life of the church can continue to move forward. And the other thing is the Presbyterian Home for Children. You may have heard it said of old that the Presbyterian home has plenty of money, so we don't really need to fund them. Or since the state is paying the way for those students at the home, we don't really need to fund them. Well, that's not really true. For one thing, although the state does pay a considerable amount toward the schooling of residents of the home, these children at the home require more than the amount that the state contributes to their support. Major funding cuts by the state have influenced the budgets of the Presbyterian Home. Decreases in contributions from churches and a shrinking endowment have added to this downturn in the amount of money that the home has to serve the children entrusted to its care. The endowment has shrunk by $3 million in losses with the economic downturn and $2 million that has been drawn down to keep the operation afloat. So that's $5 million in losses over the past few years. So remember the Presbyterian Home for Children as Christmas time comes, and also Alabama Campus Ministries. And if you have extra money that you would like to give a Christmas gift to, please forward them to the Presbytery, that we might make sure that the Presbyterian Home for Children continues its great ministry with children, and that Alabama Campus Ministry continues its work with students in leading them to Christ and in engaging them in service in the communities in which they live. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Presbytery.